Welcome back to another video. And on this one, let's talk about a couple things I like to do whenever I run into a difficult passage, a difficult phrase, difficult measure, whatever the case is. There's always going to be that spot in the music where it just seems that no matter what we do, there's no improvement at all. And we always make mistakes. And every time we get to that spot in the music when we're doing a run through, we're just like, oh, am I going to mess up? Am I going to mess up? Hey, I messed up. So I want to go over a couple ways that I found that worked really well for me every single time I'm working on a hard passage. And it just seems to progress a lot faster. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you're notified when I make anything classical guitar. All right, so this is going to assume that you already have the music down and you know it, you have it memorized or somewhat memorized, or at least you have the piece in your fingers so you know what notes to hit, you know the positions and everything like that. So the first thing that I like to do is to play really, really loud and slower than the tempo. You don't have to go ridiculously slow that I've talked about before, but a slow enough tempo where you have a good control of that part in the music. Play it really, really loud and make sure that each note is 100% pure. There's no buzz, there's no clicks, there's no dings. Now, kind of a side note, playing really, really loud also helps to see if your nails are properly filed. It's true. Now, playing that section of the music really, really loud helps you make sure that you get a really good and clean tone at a very, very high volume, because the louder you play it, the harder it is. So bringing the volume down is just going to be a lot easier. Playing really loud is so much harder than playing really, really quiet. And actually, if you play really, really quiet, you don't really get any benefit from that. You need to really pound on the strings, get that muscle going. I mean, also kind of like another side note, playing really loud opens up your guitar, so it'll even sound a lot better. All right, so the next tip that I'm going to have for you is going to be changing the rhythm. Now, this one's kind of weird and you can have a lot of fun with it. But, for example, like the etude that I'm playing from Villalobos, instead of all 16th notes, you can change the rhythm to whatever you want. 8th to 16ths, dotted 8th, 16ths, whatever the case is. Triplets, heck, go for triplets. Changing the rhythm up and changing the piece up makes you think about it in a different way. And when you go back to playing the original rhythm, it's just that much easier to play. Now, this is also going to be another favorite of mine because it just makes you think about the piece in a different way. And it really challenges you. Sometimes it actually makes the right hand a little more difficult because you've kind of learned the rhythm for the piece a certain way. So changing it can really kind of affect the way that your right hand plays the notes. Now you can really change the rhythm to really whatever you want. So if the section that you're playing has 8th notes or 16ths, triplets, it doesn't really matter as long as you play the same notes and just change the rhythm. All right, next one, preparation. Now I really love the concept of preparation. For me personally, it makes it easier for me to play faster. Now, if you don't know what I mean about preparation, I did make a separate video on this topic. I'll have it in the link in the description. This way, always this way. I'll have it there so you can check it out. I'll also have it in the link description below. So if you notice in this Villalobos example with preparation, I'm moving my right hand fingers very, very quickly to the next note that's coming up. So sometimes if the note is on the same string, then you'll have a really quick note, so like a staccato note. But if the next note is on another string, then you won't have any cutoff notes and they'll just ring. But the idea is the same. It's almost like you're doing one motion. As soon as you're done plucking one note, the next finger is on the next string or next note ready to play. Now this can also go for the left hand. As soon as my fingers have to go to the next string, my pinky's right there, really close by, ready to fret. Now, preparation is also one of my favorites because it forces you to move your fingers at a very, very fast speed. So it makes it easier for you to just speed up the tempo. Because the only thing you're doing is actually just eliminating all the space in between the notes. But the motion that your right hand is doing is already at a fast speed. So as you go faster and faster in tempo, the only thing that you're really doing is just eliminating that space in between the notes. All right, and last thing that I like to do, no matter how long this difficult section is, take a smaller section of it. So maybe a measure, 2 measures, whatever the case is, 2 notes even, doesn't really matter. And play that smaller part at a fast tempo. Maybe not exactly at tempo, but definitely faster than you can play that whole phrase. For that Elliott Cole example, I'm only playing half of the phrase, and I'm trying to play it as fast as I possibly can. And I just put it on repeat. As soon as I'm done, go back to the beginning and play it again as fast as you can. Now, using these methods is not like a guaranteed thing. It does take a lot of work and a lot of patience in order to get through any difficult spot, really. Sometimes it can happen overnight when doing certain things. Sometimes it just takes weeks, months maybe. If it takes that long, it takes that long. But definitely tackling it with a strategy can definitely help and speed up the process. So let me ask you, how do you tackle a difficult spot in music? Do you just typically use the metronome and just bump it up faster and faster? Like I think I was taught when I was learning guitar in my undergrad studies. Let me know. I would really like to check it out to see if it works. Let's spread it out and help out the community. Well, that's it for me. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. I'll have all my links down in the description, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.